Norma Jane Sabiston, known to friends, family, and colleagues simply as NJ, was a trusted advisor, strategist, mentor, and tireless champion of public service, whose influence stretched across Louisiana, Washington, D.C., and beyond. Over a remarkable 40-year career at the center of public policy, she shaped the careers of elected officials, influenced public discourse, and inspired generations of young leaders to believe that service matters. Born on July 20, 1955, to Norma Little and Walter Speck Sabiston, NJ grew up in New Orleans, where her passion for community and civic engagement first began to take root. After graduating from Marion Abramson Senior High School, she attended the University of New Orleans, majoring in political science, a field that would become not just her profession, but her life's calling. From an early age, NJ's leadership was unmistakable. She attended the Louisiana Youth Seminar the summer before her senior year of high school and was elected Most Outstanding Delegate by her peers. That honor marked the beginning of a lifelong commitment. She returned to LYS as a counselor, staff assistant, and eventually program director, shaping young leaders for many summers. Later, she continued her involvement as a board member and advisor, recruiting, mentoring, and expanding the program's impact across Louisiana. Norma Jane's professional journey led her to Capitol Hill, where she served on the staff of Congressman Billy Tozan and Senator John Breaux. There, she sharpened her strategic insight and deepened her understanding of government at the highest levels. But perhaps her most transformative achievement came when she helped engineer the historic election of Mary Landrieu, making her the first woman from Louisiana and the Deep South elected to the United States Senate. NJ then served as Chief of Staff to Senator Landrieu for 15 years. During that time, she played a critical role in securing billions of dollars in disaster relief following Hurricanes Katrina and Rita, funding that rebuilt communities, restored infrastructure, and brought hope to families across Louisiana. Those who worked with NJ knew her optimism, focus, and quiet determination. Her professional style blended grace with effectiveness, always eloquent, always strategic, always thoughtful. Though known for her petite stature and impeccable style, her presence was formidable. She possessed a rare ability to bridge divides, build consensus, and move complex solutions forward with dignity and strength. Beyond government, NJ's influence flourished in civic life. She served on numerous boards dedicated to climate solutions, racial equity, youth leadership, and education, including the Audubon Commission, Louisiana Youth Seminar, the Nord Foundation, Louisiana Art Works, and the E Pluribus Unum Institute. In each role, she offered strategic vision and steady guidance that strengthened communities throughout Louisiana. Her leadership was especially impactful at E Pluribus Unum, where she served as board chair and helped guide the organization's mission to advance racial equity and build more inclusive communities across the South. Her counsel was valued, her voice respected, and her commitment unwavering. The University of New Orleans honored her as a distinguished alumna and leader, recognition of a career that extended far beyond politics and into the very heart of community service. Her legacy continues through the Norma Jane Sabiston Legacy Fund, which awards scholarships annually to students who demonstrate leadership and academic excellence, ensuring that her belief in the next generation lives on. Throughout her life, Norma Jane never forgot who she was working for. Her work was not for the powerful or the well-connected. It was for the overlooked, the unheard, the hardworking families of Louisiana and the nation. She championed their voices with passion. She defended their interests with integrity. Norma Jane Sabiston passed away on December 4th, 2020. But the measure of a life is not found in its final chapter. It is found in its lasting influence. And NJ's influence shaped leaders, strengthened communities, and elevated public service. Tonight, we honor not only her accomplishments, but her example. An example of courage, of strategy, and of compassion, and of the extraordinary difference one determined woman can make, representing a family whose pride in NJ's legacy is shared by all of us gathered here tonight. And accepting this honor this evening on her behalf is her sister, Dottie Boletto.
Well, thank you all for sustaining and being here with us. I know my sister knows every one of you in this room tonight, and just marvels at the fact that I'm standing here and she's not. Sis, I'm right here for you. And she sits on my shoulder every day. I can't get through this myself, so the two most important people in the world to me and to my family, Mary Landrew and Mitch Landrew, who brought my sister into it. John would be up here too. He couldn't be here. Billy, he couldn't be here, but I appreciate all that everyone has done. Thank you for honoring my sister for this, and I will take it to her in prayer. I want to thank my sister from Florida, Donna Linares, and her family, Edward and Brandon, and my two children, Nicholas and Veronica, was here tonight, nieces and nephews. So with that, I'm going to say not one more word because I can't get through another word, and I'm going to have Ms. Landrew come forward.
Thank you, Dottie, so much. And she insisted Mitch and I say something. We're going to both be very brief. It's been an amazing night, amazing honorees. And we are so happy to be here just to say a word on behalf of Norma Jane. Dottie's correct. Norma Jane probably knew every single person in this room. And besides knowing you, she loved you. And she loved the work. She loved the work that we did together, as aggravating as it could be at times, and we've all had those moments that we say, why are we even doing this, Clancy? Norma Jane would say, let's just keep going. So remember, this young woman started as a student body president at Abramson High School here in New Orleans. She ended up as one of the pioneering chiefs of staff in the United States Senate. And I can tell you, as one of her very best friends, she never stopped mentoring younger people and encouraging everyone. She also worked across party lines every time she could to try to find the best compromises and way forwards. So I thank all of you for coming. And I know Ben Jeffers had 10 tables tonight, but we, I think, have 8. So we all shake, out for Norma Jane, all the way in the back. And not only her family, her godchildren, my daughter Mary Shannon and our son Connor's here, part of the Landry family's here, but also the LYS family. This young woman went back every year in July to Baton Rouge, and hundreds of young children came through that program. And Norma Jane touched every single one of them, encouraging them to love their city, love their state, love their country. And Ron Namorn, thank you so much. All I can say is every time I ever wanted to run for office, I would say, I have to call Norma Jane, and Norma Jane would say, I have to call Ron, and that was all there was to it.
Thank you, Mary and Dottie. We were with Norma Jane when she took her last breath. And you could actually feel a light go out that was so bright and shined so strongly you could not believe that it got extinguished at a prematurely young age of 65. I've been knowing Norma Jane since I've been a baby boy, but I did not come to realize until after she passed the extraordinary touch that she had, both on a personal and professional level and on the state, local, and national level. To all of the honorees here tonight, I know that you all know this because you met her on the battlefield of democracy. She was sometimes with you, she was sometimes against you, but you always knew that she was there. And from the moment that she started working for Billy Tozan as a little receptionist, the power of her personality took her to heights that were as extraordinary as any principal that's in the room or really any staffer. And I'm so thankful for her presence, not only in my life, because I would not have gotten anywhere without her, but in the life of the country. And from time to time, and I think we happen to be in one of these moments now when people are feeling despondent, they don't know what to do, the person who would always pick you up would be Norma Jane Sabiston, who would just look at you and just say, we just have to keep going. And for all of the people in this room, all of you who are magnificent and wonderful and joyful, and Sherman, thank you for reminding us that whether we were on this side or that side, we're all part of a family. Norma Jane Sabiston, more than anybody that I ever met, understood what the promise of America was. And she would have been thrilled to be here with you tonight. And had she been here, she would have been the first person to offer her congratulations and say she was the last one to receive an award like this. But I think all of you know that she deserved it very, very well, and she's very thankful for it. So God bless you all. Thank you all so much for this wonderful award.